Imagine there's a person riding a horse and they're galloping down the road at top speed. Okay? And then there's a man on the side of the road and the man yells to the rider, "Where are you going?" And the rider looks at the man with a confused look, shrugs, then turns to the horse that he's on and says, "Hey, where are we going?" We are often like the rider, and the horse that we are riding is our unconscious thought. For example, we've all had moments in our lives where we've done or said something and immediately regretted it. My daughter right now is in this phase where she'll come up to me and tap me incessantly saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," until I look at her. And I was finishing up a stressful day at work last week, and she came up to me and was tapping me and saying, "Daddy, Daddy," over and over again. And I responded in a way that was not what I wanted for my little daughter. And I've done that before. This time was different though, because it was almost like I was out of my body, because even as I was turning my head to react to my daughter, I had the thought, this is not the way to react. You're going to regret this. She's not going to be this little forever. And I credit mindfulness meditation to getting me to that point where I could observe myself reacting. But I still reacted poorly, and so I'm missing something. And what I'm missing is what people like Jack Kornfield call the sacred pause. And this sacred pause, it can be a short pause, as little as half a second, or it can be a long pause, as long as 10 minutes even. But what happens in this pause is you're able to observe and then respond instead of just reacting. If I had literally paused for half a second with my daughter, maybe I could have responded with love and patience, that my higher intentions, the intentions of my higher self, would have come through. Instead of reacting, I could have responded. I've talked before about learning how to respond rather than react, and I remain convinced that this moment of pause, this sacred pause as they call it in Buddhism, is the most important part, because you're able to notice things in this pause. You're able to observe your emotions in a moment of stillness. Because sometimes, like I had this out-of-body experience where I was watching myself react, but I didn't have a moment of stillness that would allow me to break the spell of automatic reaction that we all seem to be under when we're overwhelmed. And I think it is in that stillness, and maybe that's what Jesus was talking about when he talked about being still, that it is in that moment of stillness that we're able to have clarity of thought rather than automatic reaction. This pause is incredibly helpful in intense situations and conflicts and in acute moments of reaction. But this pause is also incredibly useful in the mundane, in the average, in the every day-to-day life. Like how many normal days creep by with us essentially being asleep? How many weeks and years are essentially wasted while we're riding on a horse that is wandering in a direction that we never even stop to ask where that horse is taking us? Chances are, if you're watching this video, that you're probably better than the average person, and you're probably more aware of your unconscious thought, and you wake up to that more often. But the thing is with this is that there's layers. And so while you may wake up to a horse that you're riding, that horse is also on another horse. And that's probably where the horse metaphor breaks down. But what I'm attempting to say here is that we are often headed in a direction and we are completely unaware that we are headed in that direction. And so what I hope this video can serve as is that man on the side of the road that's asking you, the rider, where are you going? And with that question, we can wake up, then pause, become aware, find the reins on the horse that you're riding, and then slow it down, and then maybe we can change the direction of the horse. Anyways, I don't know if this was helpful or interesting to anyone but me, but I find stuff like this incredibly helpful for myself. So if this was interesting or helpful or thought-provoking for you, I hope you stick around and I'll catch you in the next video.